All right, welcome
We're
back to
back.
another episode. All right, we're talking at the same time. Welcome back to another episode of Sunny Days at the Racetrack. How you doing, brother?
Chilling.
Look at this clean-shaven motherfucker, and I'm sitting here
hmm
with a dirty beard. This is what is going on?
Okay, everything's good, man. That's it.
That's
Off a good streak we came off of, though, right?
Oh yes, 7 in a row. I did not expect that at
Me
all.
neither.
Holy shit! Yeah. Can this team just make a decision on what it wants to do? I mean,
Yeah,
now
with the trade deadline coming up, they're gonna have to.
the crazy thing is, even after that 7-game win streak, we're still 4 points out of a.
We have a lot of games in hand, though.
Yeah, I know, but still, I thought we were gonna catch up a little bit.
I know.
Other teams are winning.
Columbus did good though, and so did Tampa on that same time span. So it was tough to catch up with them. But I think we're 4 points out, and I think there's only 2 teams ahead of us to get in that wild card.
Yeah.
But both wild cards are kind of up for the taking, the first and the second.
Yeah, definitely up for grabs for any team right now.
Yeah.
But so let's talk the obvious. I mean, this is an amazing win streak. Definitely something that I don't think anybody was expecting. I mean, we just kept winning, and I'm like, all right, anyway, at some point this is going to end. Even the game against Tampa, I mean, we looked solid. It was an awesome game, back and forth too. Sorokin put on a clinic. He looked phenomenal in that game.
Yeah.
Then facing Florida, Skarek was in there. Now you can't fault Skarek completely. I mean, we left him high and dry.
The first period was bad.
That first period, it was pretty bad.
Period was bad. But we caught back up, and then just the wheels came off again in the third. I mean, that's a really good team. I wasn't expecting, to blow them out. It was closer than what it was. It was a 6-3 ending, but it was a lot closer. I mean, going into the third, we were tied up. So
I think we actually lost it. By the end of the second, that was I think that's where the momentum.
They scored 2 quick ones, I think.
Yeah, they scored it at the end. I think they went into the second, went to the third, 4-3.
4-3. Yep, you're right.
But we were, it looked like we grabbed a hold of the game, and then all of a sudden,
briefly, yeah, for a few minutes we had the lead.
Yeah.
And what do you think about these acquisitions? They're kind of making a big difference right away.
For sure. I mean, the first one being D'Angelo. I mean, he scored the game winner against
Tampa.
He looked good.
Great pass by Bo on that.
Yeah, for sure. And then in that same game, Boquist, who I'm probably pronouncing his name.
No, Boquist, yeah.
He had a great goal too, and
he scored against Florida as well. These guys are making a difference right off the rip.
A lot of guys, and then I also don't want to forget the defensive game of
Scott Peruvic.
Yes, he's been playing really well
He
defensively.
already has 3. He has 3 assists already,
and he's got a lot of minutes too. He's eating a lot of minutes.
29 minutes, or maybe that was D'Angelo, but yeah, one of them had 29 minutes already.
Fucking Romanov had 31 minutes, I think, against
the Flyers.
The Flyers, yeah, because that's when Pollock went down, right? Or Pollock went down before. He went down before. Because right now we have so many fucking people.
So right now, we have Hogberg, we have Pulak, we have Dobson, Mayfield, and then we have Bars in the long term.
And then don't forget,
obviously Varley. Yep, Varley's on another long term, and then we have Duclair just coming off.
Yeah,
being off injury reserve,
which really sucks because Barzell looked really, really good, and now he's out indefinitely. They have no timetable at all for him.
Well, I mean, the one blessing that we do have is we have one more game against Vegas, which is going to be tomorrow night, and then we have like a 2-week break with the All-Stars.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get
we have some guys coming back, and then we can see where Barzy's at.
Hopefully by then we'll kind of have a feel of what's going on with him because, this is the NHL. Everything is a lower body, upper body. We never really know what it was.
100%.
So it was at the end of the Tampa game, but
he took that shot on the leg and then immediately, and he's like the main guy in overtime. He's great in the 3-on-3.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. Yeah, it definitely hurts. I mean, that's our high flyer with Bo.
Yeah.
But hopefully we get some guys back, man. Hopefully at least get Dobson. I know Mayfield's out now too. So it'd be good to at least get our. I mean, Hogberg would be great to have back because now we could give Sorokin that break.
Yeah, because he definitely needs. I mean, he's still
killing it.
But killing it, phenomenal. I mean,
over the 7 games we won. His goals against was like 1.53, which is
it's insane.
Great. I think he had 1 or 2 shutouts he had.
It's
So
absolutely insane how well he's been playing.
move going against Florida, putting Scarrick in. The guy needs a break, and that's not going to be an easy game to play against Florida. Florida, right off the bat, Florida was up on us like 4-0 or 5-0 on shots in the first opening few minutes, and
I think the shots ended up being 10-1 at some point. It was pretty bad.
So, and then going into Tuesday, someone's got to play against Vegas. And I think having Sorokin play against Vegas is a smarter move.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's going to be, until somebody's healthy, they're going to ride him.
He's going to get. He's good. Yeah. Yep. You're right.
That's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. We need to have some kind of relief for the guy because we're still facing a ton of shots. Even Scarrick faced a fucking ton of shots.
He did all right. I mean,
he did all right given the fact that we played piss poor in front of him. I mean,
first period, man, I really wish we just played a little bit better because we could have had a better grasp on things in the second, and that could have been a better third. A lot of our could have beens, but like I said, we're back in Tuesday night, so tomorrow night, and we're home. We're not home again for a while because we have this big break. So I expect Sorokin's going to play, and hopefully we could win. I mean, we beat him before.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go through some of these wins. We went 4-1 against the Sharks, which is, all right, whatever. But then 3-1 against the Columbus Blue Jackets, which is right. They think they have the second wild card. 3-1 against the Flyers, and we beat Carolina. That was pretty nuts.
Crazy game. Yeah.
That was a great game. And then I think D'Angelo, that was his opening game. I think he played for us.
Yes. Yep.
And then spanked the Avs, and then we beat the Flyers again. We played the Flyers like 3 times in like 2 weeks, and we beat them 2 times, which was great.
And that was a dominant win too, especially Sorokin.
Shut him out.
Yeah, shut him out in Philly, and Sorokin looked phenomenal. So he deserved that shutout too. I'm glad we were able to hold it on for him.
Yep. And then we beat who did we beat last? We beat Tampa in the overtime. Yeah. So, I mean, definitely these acquisitions are making a difference, man. I like the D'Angelo one. I know we talked about it briefly last week, but the D'Angelo one I really like. And then Boquist, I didn't even expect that one. And he's instantly making and getting in the groove of things.
Yeah.
So
scored in his first game. He's going to get more minutes. I mean, he's averaging like, I think his first game was 10 minutes and he got 17. That's going to go up. Especially now with Mayfield potentially not being in for tomorrow's game, we might see Isaiah George come back.
So he just did good. He just his first game back in Bridgeport, he scored in the first couple of minutes of the game.
Isaiah George, yeah.
I
mean, the kid's talented. We know that. He's definitely going to have a spot. If people are out or next year, depending on what this team looks like. Like we were talking about, if we do a retooling, there's no way in hell that. Well,
I do expect for Nelson and Palmieri to be traded by March. Yeah, because both these guys' contracts are ending this year, and I don't expect them to be re-signed. So I mean, that would be a good trade. Before our deadline, and I would even say put Varley in. We haven't seen Varley in 3 months now, so I think it's time to set that up. You could use Hogbert's still pretty young. I mean, you could kind of use him with Sorokin. I mean, he's definitely proven he's good. He's good. He's a proven backup, I think, and he's given Sorokin a lot of help. Yeah. Last year was tough. I think we played Sorokin 12 games in a row around this time too. So
it's a lot.
It's a lot, man. He carries the whole weight of the whole team, man.
Yeah, I mean, him coming off a back surgery. I mean, we got.
You don't want to play with that broken toy over and over and just keep breaking.
No. Yeah, no.
So
because right now,
definitely a good week.
Yeah, no, I mean, a phenomenal week. I mean, this is something that I definitely didn't expect. We just kept talking about it. No, this guy's fucking winning. I mean, how did the fuck does this keep happening? And then more in a row. And I'm like, I mean, it used to be
7 something good.
What happened to getting 2 and then shit in the bed? Now it's like 7 in a row. Holy shit!
And you're not really seeing any overtimes.
Yeah, and Lou woke up with some of these moves, and they've been turning out. I mean, the Boquist move was very, very sneaky. I mean, people forget that the guy's a first-round pick.
2018, I think, first-round pick.
Yeah, for Chicago.
Yep.
And then a monster trade to Columbus for them to get Seth Jones.
Yep. And then he went over to Florida, won a cup there.
Yeah. So, and I mean, he hasn't really done much. They bought out his last year of his contract. He's had injuries galore. The kid is still young, though. So
is Scott Perunovich, another guy that's a young dude, man.
Yeah, so
it's not these guys, they're not 30 years old. Like, we could get some, if they stay and whatever we do, we could keep them for a while. Hopefully they can room into our system.
Yeah, keep them cheap. That's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? No big contracts.
No,
I think that's the smartest move because right now we got some young replacements for guys like Mayfield. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have room for somebody like Isaiah George with the skill and talent that he has to kind of stretch his wings a little bit and kind of see where he's going to be coming down the line with this team. The next couple of years, he might be our top defenseman at some point. You
never know. But yeah, 100%.
He's got the skill, so he's definitely a little bit green. As you see that some of those lapses defensively, but I mean, him not being in the lineup is just the sheer fact that we are so short-staffed defensively that we needed these moves. And it's good that we have them. I'd rather have somebody that's a little bit more seasoned. And, I mean, as much as I don't like D'Angelo's history and all that shit off the ice,
his locker room
he's definitely shown that he can fucking play a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
And he plays a good game, good fast game. Yeah. So
definitely good, man. I mean, I don't even know who we even have, but we have Vegas up next, and then we have the All-Star break, and then we're kind of back into it. So hopefully, over this break,
Vegas the last game we have till the All-Star break, or we have another game after?
I think it's just Vegas.
Just Vegas.
I'm just curious.
Just
we play Tuesday, and then we play a Friday, Saturday. I think we play Friday, Saturday.
Okay, so we got 2 more games, and then the break. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay, but that's the last home game.
That's the last home game for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and we got the Jets and Wild. Ooh, that'll be fun. Jesus Christ.
I mean, you never know. I think the Wild's definitely playable. Jets are going to be good.
I mean, I shouldn't say shit because we were just looking at this last stretch of games before.
I mean, we beat the Avs, we beat Tampa, and we beat the Jackets and Carolina.
Yeah, I was going to say Carolina was a big one.
And our goal differential is in the single digits now. I don't know if I think we're only -8. We were negative 30 before.
Yeah.
These are some of these games. I mean, 4-1 against the Sharks and 5-2 against the Avs and 3-0 against the Flyers. It's big.
Yeah,
it's big. That's 3 goals in hand each.
Yeah.
So that's big, man. I mean, I'm definitely. I don't know whether it's the acquisitions or. I mean, the lines changed because of the acquisitions, but.
I think
fresh, bro. Definitely a fresh team.
Yeah, the acquisitions definitely help.
You're giving guys a break.
Exactly. And then guys stepping up. Romanov and Pelech, a ton of minutes. And then Sorokin, his play has been absolutely phenomenal.
A little more confidence between the pipes with him. He did really well against Tampa. There was a part in Tampa, and it was the first period. There was 4 minutes and 30-something seconds with no whistle or stoppage. It was just back and forth. And we still had strong. We still held it together, man. The game scored a late goal in the third too, and then it got into overtime. We fucking won quick.
Yeah,
that pass by Horvat was sick.
Oh yeah,
and D'Angelo just snuck off the bench right behind. It was great. Yeah, it was really a fun game, man. It's a fun game, and it's good to win.
Yeah,
especially in that building. I fucking hate that building.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Horvat, I mean, he's got 6 points over these last 7 games, 4 goals.
I know his fucking streak ended against Tampa, I think. But it is what it is.
But listen, he's been killing it. And then Simon Holmstrom, 7 points over these 7 games.
Yes,
we were talking about him before, but fuck, man, he's still continuing to produce at such a high level.
Him and Pajot were just so good together.
Oh yeah, Pajot had a great goal, even though we lost. He had a great goal. I guess I wouldn't call it great, but it was a nice, dirty Pajot-like goal.
That's what he does, though. He's in that face behind playing the net. That's how he plays his game.
Yeah.
So,
but no, it's great to see it. It's going to be weird seeing Duclair up there with Horvat and Lee.
That's what I'm going to guess. I think they're going to put Duclair on the first with Horvat and Lee. That's what I'm going to say. And then Brock, Palmieri, and I don't know who's going to be in the second. Brock.
Well, they had Siplikov on the line a little bit again.
Yeah,
which was actually
he needs to cut back on the penalties, though, man.
Yeah, he does. So that's why he was playing on the 4th. But I think we're kind of slim pickings now for players, at least forwards now.
Defensively, we're good.
Defensively, it's nice.
Defensively, we're good. Once we get these guys healthy, it's fine. But I mean, Engvall's been back in though, so I mean, I guess you could throw him somewhere.
I wouldn't put him anywhere but the 4th.
He's been playing though. He's been playing more now with both. I mean, with Barzy down. I really hope he's okay. I guess we have 2 tough games. We have 3 tough games next week. We have the Wild and the Jets and Vegas. So we got to squeeze some wins out. It's going to be hard, but we'll see. We definitely have some fresh pieces to help us out. And you know what? Even though these are all defensive players, bro, these guys shoot, man.
Yeah.
D'Angelo's great. Perunovic with the assists, like that's stuff we need. Boquist had, I think, 2 goals or something like that already. Like, these guys score.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice. It's not just Romy or sometimes once in a blue Pollock scoring. Like, both these guys are scoring. All 3 of these guys are making a difference. So definitely these acquisitions. Lou woke up a little, whatever he woke up to, man. He definitely made some good moves, man.
Yeah, some little sneaky moves. I like that they're cheap. That's the biggest thing.
That's a big one, and they're not long contracts either.
Exactly. They're all kind of like, show me what you got contracts.
I think D'Angelo's a year, and I don't know what Scott is, but D'Angelo's only a year.
Perunovic, I'm pretty sure, is a year, and then or whatever is left on his contract. I don't know for sure. And I know that Boquist is $775,000.
I know.
And he's on
league
the end
minimum.
Of his,
league minimum for him.
And he's on the end of his, because he was bought out. So he had a little tryout contract and then put on waivers, and that was it.
He was saying he wanted to stay in Florida, but he just didn't get what he wanted. And then he said he's excited to play for us. Whether that's true or not, but he came at a good time. So
yeah, we really needed him. We really, really needed him. He's an average dude too. I mean, at least for hockey's standards, 6 foot, 191, big body out there.
He was a force to be reckoned with a little bit when he was with Florida. Like, he was a guy to pay attention to.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't play a ton, but he was more of a force, I would say, I guess, in Chicago. That's why he became part of that trade with Columbus. But I mean, the problem is he just had so many injuries over the years.
Yeah.
He's been in a minus column mostly for his career. I think he's like minus 42 for 229 games. Now, a lot of people don't believe in the plus minus. I'm not a big plus minus guy. I think it shows like a negative. I think it's a stat that doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, even going back to like JT when he was on the team, his plus minus wasn't really that great. We just sucked. He was really good. So that's like doesn't necessarily mean shit. But when you're a defenseman, the plus minus means a little bit more. You're on
what do you
want to see?
What do you want to see when we come back? I mean,
when we come back from break, I want to see some guys healthy. But going into the break, I mean, I would love to see.
I'm hoping to get at least 2 wins.
Yeah, I would love to see more wins.
What helps us out a little bit is that we're playing these West Coast teams.
Yeah,
that's huge, man. So I mean, like I said, we have the chance here. You know what I mean? They're all West Coast teams. We just gotta. The puck's in our hands, bro. I mean, it's all in our court. We gotta just take advantage of what we have. I guess the back-to-back Scarrett's gonna take one of them, and then I hear her talking. The back-to-back, I guess Scarrett's gonna take one. No, I think she grabbed it. But yeah, the back-to-back Scarrett's gonna take one of them, and then I guess Sorokin's definitely gonna take Tuesday and the Friday. Maybe Scarrett will take Saturday. That's my guess.
Yeah, give Sorokin a break one last time before before the off season. But he also not even off season,
the world, whatever, I forget what it is.
The World Nations, whatever the
four
nations, whatever.
4 nations, yeah. We only have one guy playing it too. That's Nelson.
Just Nelson, yeah. Which I was kind of surprised that we weren't going to see somebody else.
I thought like Holmstrom would have got it, but
I was thinking maybe Horvat. But then it's also the Canadian team is stacked. So it's kind of hard.
I think Holmstrom's Finland or Sweden? Sweden.
Is he Sweden?
Yeah,
I know Boquist is Sweden too, or Switzerland. I don't know. We got a lot of
a lot of Europeans.
Oh, not only that. Big news for fucking Ranger fans.
JT Miller's back.
They got their JT Miller back, fuckers. I mean, the guy developed into a goddamn monster, and now they got him again. So that fucking sucks because he gets onto their team, and he's one of their best players. Just in that sheer trade.
They're still not doing good though, man. They're getting shit on. Like I think Boston beat him up 6-3 the other night.
Yeah, I know, but Miller scored 2 goals against Boston. He's still a fucking tank. Miller is a tank. Miller is a fucking monster. That guy can do everything, though. That's one thing that people underestimate about Miller. When he was on with the Rangers or whatever, he needed to change his career. He was all right. You know, people were calling him the new JT because they was like, oh, JT Miller or John Tavares. Fuck out of here. He left the team, went to Vancouver, and my God, I mean, he has been a fucking force to be reckoned with for that team. I mean, he's been their best player for quite a while. I mean, I know they have Elias Peterson, but still, Peterson doesn't have that well-rounded.
I mean, they got to make up for losing Kako. So I mean,
yeah.
That was a big bust, bro. I mean, that was your pick with Hughes
That
in the
was your
making.
boy. Yeah.
You know, that was like your bank. And Hughes was drafted the pick before maybe.
Yeah.
And now Hughes is killing it. He's the face of a franchise. Now Kako's traded already. 5 years later.
Yeah.
So I mean, they definitely needed a move. Shesterkin's getting beat up, dude. It's kind of fun to watch. These guys just get beat up. But like I said, we definitely have work to do. I mean, we're still out of it. We're in the chase. We're in the hunt. But yeah, still out of it. Hopefully, I mean, dude, 14 points out of the possible 16 is pretty insane, though.
That's actually insane.
Like that. Yeah, we haven't seen a streak like that. Last year, I think we had a 5-game streak, but our last streak like this was 2022. I think we had a 9-game winning streak. We still didn't make it though that year.
Yeah, it's I'm saying streaks are streaks for a reason. I mean, sometimes they come to an end, and sometimes they're not enough. Streaks can go the other way too. So honestly, regardless of whether or not we make the playoffs, if these moves are going to push us to that point, or they're going to allow us to go deep, whatever it is, the moves are good moves, because even if we don't make it, right? We got a good taste in the mouths of these other guys that we just signed. They're cheap. Right, they're cheap, and then if we end up renegotiating with some of these guys and we have to retool, these are guys that I'd rather have compared to guys that eat up a bunch of fucking cap space. Yeah. Especially, I know the cap is going to go up next year; it goes up almost every fucking year. But it's nice to have some guys on there that we know that are relatively young, play a pretty consistent game so far, and are not going to cost us too much, because then we can actually start making some bigger moves that you and I want to see. Players like, why won't they come to the island? Why won't we do this? Why won't we do that? I think too much money's tied up with a lot of these guys because Lou, for whatever reason, made those moves. I think now
the Engvall contract was a big one, dude.
Engvall and Mayfield's contract are a lot. Lee's contract is still a lot. It's nice that he's playing well, but his contract is still a tremendous amount.
Yeah.
Especially for his caliber of player. Nothing to knock him. I'm just like, there's levels between him and Horvat. They happen to play on the same line, but it's because Lee is playing so good right now. He's just so hot. That's just really what it is.
And these are guys that put in consideration for the trade, man. I mean,
exactly.
I really Lee. I'm gonna put my money that he's gonna probably be here.
Yeah.
But Palmieri and Nelson, I feel I don't want to see them go, but I really want to get a power forward. I feel like that would just. Like look at this, man. I mean, we Barzy goes down and social media is like fried. Like everybody's panicking, like, oh god, like, and everybody is right. Like it sucks. You lose this one dude, and it's gonna impact us a lot. It's gonna be really hard to win some of these games with just having Horvat out there. Lee stepping it up, you're right, but I really would like to see a power forward. If we could somehow obtain that, man. I mean, But like I said, that's not going to fix all the pieces. Like Stamkos going to Nashville. I thought that was going to be it for Nashville because Nashville looks stacked. They did some great moves over the offseason. They got Stamkos, and those guys are second to last in the West or whatever. But yeah, man, I really hope something happens right after these 3 games, because then now you're really getting close to that deadline for the trade. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Nelson definitely has some worth. He's going to be in the relations thing. He's killing it on our team point-wise and goal-wise. Palmieri's another one with points and assists. I know he was on like a 13 goal drought or whatever, but he was still getting assists with Nelson. Yeah. The guy's feeding the puck well. He's getting a lot of ice time. He's a second-line guy. He's consistent. He's still pretty young. It's not young, but he's still he's not old, And he's a consistent player. I like him. So I hopefully some moves get done. I don't want it to stop here. Like, we fixed a lot of parts on the defensive side, and now I think it's kind of try to focus on the forwards.
Yeah, it's kind of nice because talking about it, it's almost like we're kind of setting up a retool if we don't make it through. We're putting ourselves in a good spot if we do push. Now we have more depth if people go down. If we do have a playoff push and we kind of get past the first round somehow, some way.
It'd be nice if we get that first wild card. It's definitely fucking possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. But it's also we're in a good spot that if we do decide to make some moves and sell some of these guys before the deadline, we're okay. We're not so bad. We're not. And
you know what I like a lot, man? Like, we get these 3 guys right within like a week of each other, Boquist, Perunovic, and so on, and it instantly just makes that difference. Like, that's not a coincidence, man. Like, these guys, it's not like just join. Like, these guys got on the team, and that night they're either making assists or on a goal. D'Angelo has the overtime goal, instantly making a difference, man. I mean, D'Angelo already got like almost 30 minutes in one of the games.
Yeah.
So it's giving that huge break to the guys defensively. And it helps out with the pairings. I mean, last year we had guys on each pairing go down. Now you kind of have some room here,
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's definitely nice. They both kind of have show me what you got contract situations, and they're all kind of guys that just weren't getting it to work wherever they were at. A change of scenery was maybe something that what they needed, but we got to just see. Their strong play right now, and say they have a really strong play all the way to the end of the season, possible playoffs. That's not something to blow your load on and say, "Oh, let's get this guy a big contract." No, because listen, you got a guy like Hudson Fasching. I thought the guy was going to fucking really
still down in Bridgeport,
and now he's stuck in Bridgeport. We should definitely pick our guys that we definitely want to put more eggs in the basket for, and see what happens at the end of the season if they still stick around. But that's a conversation for a different point. But it's nice to know that we're not tying up too much cap space with these three players, and they've made a big difference. So we can have cheap guys on our team and then afford some of these bigger players. Like you said, a power forward. We haven't had a natural winger on the fucking wing.
Hey, where's the center?
And on the top line, and I don't know how long. I mean, Duclair is a natural winger, but like, fuck. I mean, that's our guy. It's what I mean. Like, that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, I can't think of our natural power forward that's been like our power forward since Kyle Okposo. I mean, I can't really think of anybody that's been our guy since then. You know what I mean? So, Are you getting the call to go? Is that why the lights are going on and off?
No, she's just fucking with me as usual.
That's all right. That's all right. We're at a 7:30 mark anyway. So if you wanna,
no, I'm chilling. What's it called? I was gonna read out these standings real quick. Okay. Pull up.
I want your pizza to get cold. If I was there, I'd feed you.
Dude, I really wish I could have watched these games, man.
It sucks, man. It sucks. Listening to it can only. I mean, I like listening, but it's
nice listening, but it's just you're not seeing it, And then why?
I'm looking at some of the comments.
So you got
Instagram. Go ahead.
You got Detroit. All right, I'm just doing the wild card. So you got Detroit with 59 points. Keep in mind we have 55. So Detroit is 59 points. They have a game in hand. We have a game in hand with them, and they're in the first wild card spot. Followed by the Jackets with 59 as well. It's the second wild card spot, and then we also have a game in hand with them. Then it's Tampa, Boston, and us. All right, and then behind us is the Rangers with 54. Montreal with 53, and then Pittsburgh with 52, and Philly with 52. I mean, this is going to be it's pretty locked up, man. It's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the tightest that the division has been
in
the wild card in a very, very long time. I mean, it's just by this point last season, I think it was pretty clear with like the 4 teams that were.
Carolina was locked up in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, I mean, for the wild card,
Rangers were going to win the President's Trophy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was going to the Instagram comments I wanted to see because we got people on here. We got a familiar. We got my brother Mike. Please, no more injuries. Love Danny in the background. Who doesn't love Danny in the background? Danny's a fucking man with his fucking eye on his hat. He's the biggest fan we got here. I mean, I love Danny. He's amputee Danny. I'm lazy and I have to.
Oh, his hand.
Does anybody want to see his hand? I don't know if anybody that's actually watching. But his hand is here. Hold on. I'm not just saying he's an amputee.
I like the sweatshirt, man. The 4 stripes in the back.
Hand. It needs to go back on. But whenever it goes, it goes.
See, I like the jacket. You got the 4 stripes on the back.
Oh yeah, this is back when they. I think I got this. It's got to be like 15 years old. This jacket. Jesus. Yes, I've had this for a long time. You could even tell by the darker colors. This was.
That was their third jersey, wasn't it?
No, not that one. I'm saying this is like the darker blue and they kind of changed a little bit. It's not black. It's actually dark blue. And this is around the time when JT was still relatively young. Like I think he was like maybe 20, 21 years old.
JT lost to C.
Yeah, lost to C. That was Matthews' team anyway. It was only a matter of time. But
he's the highest paid player in the NHL, man.
Yeah. Fucking crazy.
It's nuts.
Fucking crazy.
But yeah, man.
Yeah. So
what else you got? What are you thinking?
What am I thinking? Besides the fact that I mentioned this last season, mention it again. I know we talk about our love for Romanov. I mean, the fact that he's able to carry all these minutes, still play such a strong game,
bodies people, and doesn't take the penalty, which is great.
That guy has got to be like he's number one besides Pellick and Pulak. I mean,
sure,
he's like our number one dude right now defensively. I mean, and he's carrying the minutes like our number one guy. And talking about it last season and the season before, he's going to be elite. He is elite now in my mind. I mean, with the minutes that he's playing, nobody that's not elite plays that much minutes. Like you said, big hits, no penalties.
Big hits, no penalty. That's my big thing with him.
Guy's a fucking monster. I love to see it because he's another guy that's fucking young. Tough as shit. Really, really tough. I mean, he had his injuries, but he wanted to get right back in because he got back in and had to get out. Got hurt again. I mean, Sorokin's roomie. Yeah, shit. The Russians, man, tough motherfuckers. But yeah, man. I mean, regardless of how things go, there's certain players that make me very excited to watch this team.
Yeah,
and he's one of them. One of the Lou moves that I thought, was still really, really smart.
That's my thing. Like, I shit on Lou, and then a week like this, it's like, where was this 2 months ago? You know what I mean?
The guy's still fucking up a ton, but I'm saying there's moves that even with Garth Snow, there was moves that Garth Snow did that were fucking.
That guy, I don't know how that guy had a job for 15 years or whatever it was.
But then he's the same guy that put Letty and Boychuk together and made our defense a fucking force to be reckoned with, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you got a fucking rocket shot. And then you got another guy that was able.
And Boychuk was hot. Coming out of Boston, he was fucking good, bro.
Oh yeah.
I think Letty came from Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was a fucking crazy team. So
shit, yeah.
You could still shit the bed majority, but people are gonna remember some of the good stuff. But people are gonna mostly remember Garth Snow for some crap. And Lou, I mean, he's made a lot of great moves, but. More recently, in the last couple of years, there's been some fucked up things, and we're not understanding why. And it's more of the contracts. The contracts.
It's more of that complacency. That's what bothers me. Because we haven't really lost too many people. It's just not doing anything, and sometimes that's even worse.
Yeah, we're not doing anything, and we're tying up guys.
Even this week, we haven't lost. We didn't lose anybody on any of these acquisitions. They're all just waivers. Yeah. We're just picking guys up. I think we're gonna see a trade, just a matter of when, and hopefully it's soon, you know what I mean? And obviously it'll start to lose both Palmieri and Nelson, but if we get whoever this guy's gonna be, it'll definitely be worth it. You know, we defensively, I think we're pretty good now. I think we seem pretty good when Dobson comes back. But defensively, I feel like we're pretty solid now. With this, we have extra guys. You know, it's good. Yeah, you know.
So,
Hogberg needs to come back.
See what happens. Yeah,
Hogberg needs to come back.
Hogberg needs we need somebody back. Nothing like you said. Scarrick hasn't been great, but he actually did okay. Given the fact
team.
It's a really good team that we really should have been better in front of them. We were not good.
That first period was really fucked up. We dropped the ball on them.
The first period and the end of the second, it's like we can't take our foot off the gas at the end of the fucking period, especially after.
I know that Tampa game too was the same thing.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
That Tampa game. I think they scored with 40 seconds left in the third.
They pulled their goalie,
dude, I'm like, holy shit.
The problem is,
our penalty kill has been better too, though.
Yeah. Well, the problem with that empty netter, not empty netter, with that extra man, against Tampa, we're so complacent. I mean, we do the same thing on our penalty kill. We kind of just wait, and we're playing the position, which is fine. You don't always have to play your man, but we're not aggressive at all, and that's the problem. And it's a lot of that is due to the lack of speed that some of these guys have. But still, it's just it's also the way the system is. And I don't know, maybe we just can't play the way we used to on the penalty kill. Maybe we just we're talking about, the guys are aging out. I have no idea. But it's just seeing them just kind of wait around for something to fucking happen and hope that they can steal that rebound and get it the fuck out of there. I'm like, that's not going to work. You got to force
I think our best penalty kill is probably Pajot. He's fucking good, dude. I heard him on. He's one of them. He had down his stick. I think his stick broke. I think it was against the Tampa game. I hear him on the radio, sprints to the bench, grabs somebody's fucking stick and sprints right back into it, man.
Yeah.
He's always in it, dude. And that guy is fucking feisty, bro. I love that guy.
Yeah. It's good to see him and Cizikas on the same line. they're getting a ton of minutes. They're not a ton of minutes, but they're getting a good amount of minutes, about 15, 16 minutes. And the fourth line just really gets no minutes. So it's kind of funny how the fourth line that we used to have would get maybe 12, 13 minutes and almost be the same as the third line. But now the third line is actually getting third line minutes. But yeah, I mean, those are two guys, Cizikas and Pajot, that are dogs on raw meat all the time.
He found a new life, Cizikas, I'm talking about. He found new life when Watt came in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This guy's been playing him different. You know, he's not just a fourth line guy. And when we get scored on, all right, they're the fourth line guy. They beat up there, guys. You know, I mean, he has a fucking purpose now.
No, yeah.
So,
I mean,
he was on our power play fucking last year.
Yeah, he was on the first line last year.
Yeah,
first line going to the end of the season. Yeah. So, but yeah. So, what do you want to see upcoming for this? Obviously, besides people coming back, I know you asked me, so I'll
hopefully
ask
we
you.
give a couple wins. That's my big one. We're playing West Coast teams, man, so it definitely helps us out a little bit. But if we do lose, that's what I'm saying. But it's gonna be hard, man. We have Vegas. Vegas is really good. Same with the Wild and same with the Jets. Jets are really good early on this season, but
they're still really good. They're very, very good. And Helbachuk is a fucking. He is very hard.
He's gonna be for the
very hard to get a goal
for the Vesney running this year.
Yeah, he's really good.
So,
he's so good.
Yeah, I just really want to see a couple wins and hopefully Hogberg or Dobson or maybe even Mayfield they just come back. I mean, because we have some tools now to play with. It would suck to just see these guys get hurt and be out for a little bit. I hope we just get better news on Barzy. You know, right now it's kind of just in the air. It's just indefinite. So that it's really unclear. It's gonna be that way for a while though. So
yeah, well, we'll see after the 2 weeks that we have off.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was an episode of Sunday Days of the Racetrack. We love the Islanders. We love you, and thank you for watching.